Okay. How's it going, everyone? Hey, RV Davey, how's it going? Okay, I got a capo. Okay. Hey, RV Davey, you know what I was thinking about? Now, you're a little older than me. When I was a little kid, 8 tracks were still being made. Yeah, they were still making 8 tracks when I was a little kid. They were still making 8 tracks when I was a little kid. When I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, they quit making 8 tracks and stuff. So, but when I was a kid in the X Generation X, kids in the early 80s, a lot of kids in the early 80s were still buying records. Still listening to records quite a bit in the early 80s. But when the Walkman came out, when they introduced the Walkman, in the boombox, when they introduced the Walkman in the boombox, I mean, that really took a game changer. That was really a game changer, RB Davy. That was really a game changer when they introduced the Walkman and the boombox. Kids could go to school. You could tune out your teachers. You could tune out the BS at school, by listening to your Walkman. And kids all of a sudden wanted to listen to music on Walkmans. Kids did. Kids wanted to start listening to their Walkmans. They wanted to take their music with them on a Walkman, and you could play whatever you wanted to. Boomboxes and Walkmans. It's chilly out. It's chilly out. It is. Boomboxes and Walkmans. But that's kind of the point. It's boomboxes and Walkmans and cassettes, gradually started to overtake records in popularity in the 80s because, uh, cassette cassettes are just not popular. Records are not popular anymore because they're stationary. You have to keep records at home. And of course, in the 70s or early 80s, people would take their records and they would make dubs. They would copy them. I would take a record and record it onto a cassette, a blank cassette, make a dub. You know what cassettes your kids across the street? This album came out, RV Davy, in 1985 called Prince, Around the World in a Day. And I got my kids across the street, neighbors across the street, got this new Prince Around the World in a Day. I gave them a blank cassette. They made a copy for me. They made a copy of that Prince Around the World in a Day when it first came out in 1985. And kids could have mixtapes, but kids wouldn't glorify mixtapes. They started to replace the record album collection. Kids started collecting cassettes. Kids started collecting studio releases on cassette. Studio releases. That's your bragging rights in school as a young kid in the 80s, is your studio releases. You're not going to brag about mixtapes. You're going to brag about studio releases because you have the money to buy a studio release. You have the money to buy a studio release. That's what you have the money for, is a studio release. Poor kids dub stuff off the radio. Poor kids record off the radio. Rich kids have a big collection of original cassettes from a record store. And before CDs became really popular, a CD was so expensive. It's just like, in 1992, I got my first CD player, and at the end of 92, Christmas 92. So at the beginning of 1993, I had one CD, and I just had one CD in 1993. But, in 1993, one cassette, one CD is $15. 15 there's Skunk Ape, how are you doing? One CD cost $15. In my first job in 1992 and 93, I worked there and I made $4.25 an hour. That's what I made. That was minimum wage. It was $4.25 an hour. You make $4.25 an hour, and after you pay your income tax, you have to work at your job for 3 hours of work just to afford a CD. 3 hours of work just to afford a CD. You know, at your job, what would that be today? If you make $10 an hour, if you make $12 an hour, 3 hours of work is like $30. Quite a bit of money, you know. So just thinking about that, that these CDs are really a big deal back then. They were expensive. People like cassettes because you could record, make mixtapes. And you couldn't do that because they didn't have recordable CDs back then. They didn't have recordable CDs back in the early 90s and the 80s. So people would really prefer cassettes. I would, because you can make copies. It's really easier to have everything on one format. Well, a mama Tama rolled out of bed as she ran to the police station. And the papa found out, he began to shout, he started the investigation. It's against the law, was against the law. The mama's son was against the law. Oh, the mama looked down and spit on the ground every time her name got mentioned. And the papa said, Mom, gonna get that boy, gonna put him in the house of detention. I'm on my way, don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way, take my time by. Don't know where. Goodbye, Rose. See the Corona. Seeing me in New York down by the schoolyard. Seeing me in New York down by the schoolyard. Oh, in a couple of days, it's gonna take me away at the press and the store relief. And the radical breeze comes like get it release, but it's on the cover of Newsweek. I'm on my way, don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way, taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye, Rose. See the Corona. See me in Julia down by the schoolyard. Take me in Julia down by the schoolyard. Take me in Julia down by the schoolyard. Okay. Yay. Okay. Yeah, that's just the way, kind of the way it was, because CDs were pretty expensive back in the 1980s, and 90s. Everybody didn't have CDs because it's in the 80s and early 90s. All the music wasn't really on CD then. It took a while for everything to get on CD. It took a while for everything to become. It took a while for everything to get on CD. When everything comes out on CD, it just takes a while. They took their time. Let us be lovers and marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my mind, so we bought a pack of cigarettes. me as sad as we boarded the Greyhound in Pittsburgh. Michigan seemed like a dream to me now. It took me 4 days to hitchhike to Saginaw. I've gone to look for America. Something on the bus playing news with the faces. She said the man in the cabaret suit was a spy. Said the cowboys blue tires really a kingdom. Got me a cigarette. I think there's one in my room. We smoked the last one an hour ago. So I looked at the scenery and read a magazine. The rose of the rainbow and the young ones are saying, knowing where she was sleeping. It's empty and leaking and I don't know why. How can you call them the address turns like that? Welcome to the cool America. Welcome to the cool America. Welcome to the cool America. Hey, RV Davy. I had an 8-track player when I was a little kid. Oh, Don't Look Back Up in Boston. That's pretty good music. I like them. But yeah, all this stuff, I'm telling you. Well, do you think people listened to records more than tapes back in the 70s or what? Do you think they listen to records more, though? Okay. Lies and fantasy for transgender girls. Stephanie Rich, won't you take my hand? Walk with me to nowhere. You thought they despised you. You didn't think they cared. But you were surprised when they elected you. You had tears in your eyes. All you turned into breaking this stone, Pennsylvania. Walking down the road to nowhere when Stephanie Rich, won't you take my hand? Walk with me to nowhere. What makes a hero? What do we need? Someone who gives her all for what she believes. Take girls in your arms, you never leave. Making it go, Pennsylvania. Walking down the road to nowhere. Stephanie Beach, won't you take my hand? Walking down to nowhere. Ooh, man. Okay, here's the next one. Spanning the globe, giving you the constant variety of sports. Into the wide world, let me come in back to my team lost in the competition. They have been going into the wide world. Let me come in back to I'm gonna do on the Saturday. That's the hero of my sports all day. Into the wild world. If they come in like a the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the constant thrill of athletic competition on the wide world of sports. There we go. Davy was a man, he had a master plan. He went to Point Easy to meet Tasha and me. Let's go to the Davy Ranch. Let's go to the Davy Ranch. Let's go to the Davy Ranch and have some fun. We went to Casa, they just sang, hey, yippee, just sit up. Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a Richmond TV channel. That's yeah. Tell them all about that, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. After that, yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, I've heard people say that a little bit. Yeah, woohoo. Yeah, moving on up there, huh? Yeah, moving on up, aren't they? Moving into the big time, huh? Yeah, moving on up, really moving in style. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember I hooked up that TV in there. No, I don't know. I guess not. Yeah, I mean, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. Richmond Parade. Yeah. I wish we could get it. Why can't one? Why we can't? Not lately. Not lately, but I had before. I have the file. No. Hmm. Yeah. 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 No. Make. That's a good question. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's the TV. The TV itself. Some TVs are a little. In the camper, I had two TVs. Well, I had two TVs. I don't know if it was out there, but I had two TVs, and I got a new TV, and one TV actually had better reception than the other. One TV wasn't worth crap, and the other one had better reception than the other one. Maybe it's just the TV. Well, it doesn't matter what brand is it. It's the question. It's a brand. Well, I'm saying one TV could a better brand of TV could have better reception. It's like, I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know. Damn the answer. They're all the same. It doesn't matter if it's from up there or down here. I mean, they're all the TVs, new TV. It doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with it. You can replay. You just reprogram your new channels into it. It doesn't have the TVs are all the same. And you can take it wherever you want to. Just like if I had a TV in my camper and I programmed it for Richmond stations. If I drove to California, I would just reprogram it for those stations out there if I went there. You see, I would just reprogram a TV when I got there. You see what I mean? It will be the same. And by the time I get By the time I get back home, I'll just reprogram it again. Yeah, again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand either. It's confusing to me too. Yeah. Mhm. No, no. Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Hmm. No. No, I don't guess. Yeah. 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 No. Look what up? To look up and figure out what new? I mean, what channel is it? Is it what the name? What, all you have to do is program at 9. That's all you have to do. It's either it'll come in or well, it's the way it is for me. There's no way to know unless you call their station. It's that Wallingford station, with those radio stations. No, 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 no. It's the same people that run the Richmond radio station. They said the Wallingford. It's on Big Hill Avenue, across from where that Colonel's. That yeah, where that where drug is. Right next to that M&M drug. That's where all their stuff is at. No, it's not through the radio. It's just the same in the same building. But it's owned by the same Walling people that run the radio station. I'm saying the radio station is owned by the same people. Yeah, they're owned by the same people. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Okay, I'll let you go then. All right. Okay, bye. Hey, Laura Lee, good to see you. Good to see ya. Laura Lee, good to see you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about how, you know, in 1992, 1993, minimum wage was 4.25 an hour. Yeah, minimum wage was 4.25 an hour. CD was $15 an hour. A CD is $15. I mean, you almost have to work 3 hours just to buy one CD. Mm. Mm. CDs, we complain about the price of vinyl records today. We claim about, vinyl is $25 for a vinyl record. That's the going price of physical media. CD was about the same amount of money when it came out, when CDs first came out. They were the same amount of money, you know. You know, CDs were the same amount of money. They were, a CD was, a CD was, a record now is what, $20, $20 to $30 for a new record, new vinyl. So the new vinyl is pretty expensive. The new, well, they've come up with new records. They quit making records for a long time, Laura Lee. They quit making records for a long time. They quit making them, and they recently, they started back making records. So, Laura Lee, they actually have records at Walmart now. They actually have vinyl at Walmart. Actually, believe it or not, you can go out to Walmart and get vinyl at Walmart. They actually sell more vinyl than they do CDs at Walmart. Can you believe that? There's a few singers, a few artists that release just a few collectible amount of albums on cassette. It's the bringing back of the cassette. You know? Yeah. The bringing back of cassettes of, vaporwave and new music on cassettes. New music being released on cassette. That's what I'm saying. It's new music being put on cassette. Just a limited amount of cassettes being made. The cassette revival, the revival of the cassette. The revival of cassettes. Oh, me, sonny boy. You can better come to me, you whippersnapper, you. Whippersnapper. You're nothing but an old whippersnapper. And that's not young whippersnappers. No, you're fine, Laura Lee. Ah, whippersnapper. You're just a young whippersnapper. Y'all done whippersnappers. That's not what they do. They're whippersnappers. Whip, whipper, whippersnappers. They're whippersnappers. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Mold. Yeah, we had wind, horrible wind, didn't we? Hold on just a moment. Okay. Yeah, they are. They're getting outrageous. Your groceries are getting pretty expensive. I haven't been wearing them. I need to be wearing them. I'm putting dentures in, Jet. I'm putting dentures in. It takes a while. Um, mm. Give me whippersnapper. Mm. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Whippersnapper, you whippersnapper. Ah, ha, ha. Whippersnapper, oh, whippersnapper, you. Ah, ha, ha. Mm. Mm. Let's see, put these back in. Suction. You gotta create suction. You gotta create suction in your mouth. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. It just takes a little while. Mm. That sounds really funny, Laura Lee. That sounds really funny. No, that's really funny. Yeah, it does happen, doesn't it, sometimes? Things happen for sure. I just need to get used to wearing these. I need to get used to wearing these every day, you know? I mean, just get used to wearing dentures and wearing them every day because that's what it takes to do good with them. But anyway, that's what it takes to do well. Psst, 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 psst. Yes, I do. I speak like my good old normal self anymore. These days, you can't be too curious. If you gag on your dentures, if you gag on your dentures, you're afraid of swallowing your dentures because you're gagging on your dentures. It's a gag reflex. It's a gag reflex. No, I won't. Oh, thank you, Laura Lee. Thank you. This is a sweet thing to say. It's just getting used to wearing teeth and being a person with teeth. I didn't order the whitest teeth. I didn't order the whitest teeth. The whitest teeth don't look the most natural. Now, yeah, oh, thank you, Laura Lee. Yes, I do. I'm learning to wear my teeth. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. And I feel like I can speak normally like I always used to be able to speak normally. I feel like my regular self again. I feel like my normal old self again. I am. Um, Thanks. I am. Oh, new edition? That sounds pretty cool. New edition. Well, I'm going to catch you guys loose, okay? I'll catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe. Join the revolution. Their dance moves are great. Yeah, their music's pretty good. The new edition is pretty good. I like that kind of music. I like pop music, upbeat pop music. Yeah, good to see you, Laura Lee. And I like Celine Dion, and I like all those acoustic bands of the 90s, too. I will see you guys on the next one.